It's Breaking Chains with the P31 women on YAT Radio.
Good evening, everyone. I'm excited. This is Dr. LaTarsha Holden, your host of Breaking Chains Proverbs 31 Ladies Night. I tell you, I went to the doctor today and found out my blood numbers, my blood work came back, and everything is out of whack. And I just realized now how important it is to take care of yourself. You know, pretty much some of you all know my story, some of you all don't. In the last, I guess just struggling with sick kids, you know, just in that hustle, you're trying to get your family out of poverty. We was homeless for 3 years in the streets of Atlanta. And so in the last 10 years, I've just been pushing. I've been grinding, protecting them. And I really didn't take time out for myself, you know. So I'm excited to have my guest on tonight because I just believe that we get so busy doing things, just doing, you know, going from a GED to the doctorate degree, running for city council in 2017, taking the time and focusing my energy on becoming an author of 12 books. One thing I have not been good at is just taking care of myself health-wise. So let me introduce my guest, Dr. Donovan Christie. I tell you, he's my doctor. His family is awesome. They have a practice, their own practice up in Hateville, Georgia. And so let me go ahead. Dr. Donovan Christie is the founder of N1 Wellness Medical Center, PC, the Regenerative Center, and the Picture of Health Foundation, Inc. He is passionate about preventive medical care as a medical practice focused on integrative medicine with natural lifestyle interventions such as nutrition, exercise, and nutraceuticals, bioidentical hormone replacement, stem cell detoxification, intravenous nutritional infusions, chiropractic, massage therapy, and pellet therapy. Dr. Donovan, Dr. Christian, they got it going on over there, don't they? Dr. Christie received his MD degree from Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Albert Einstein. Okay. I have to get in there as Dr. Donovan. I've never heard of that, but I like Einstein. Okay. But he received his MD degree from Albert Einstein College of Medicine, New York, and is board certified in internal medicine, pediatrics, and preventive, anti-aging, and regenerative medicine. Over the past 17 years, he has led N1 Wellness PC to be one of the premier integrative wellness centers in metropolitan Atlanta. In 2000, he founded the Picture of Health Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that focuses on short-term medical outreach locally and internationally in wellness education and health screenings. Since 2000, the POHF organization has treated over 20,000 children and adults in West Africa, the Caribbean, and Central America. He is an assistant professor of medicine and director of medical education at the Atlanta Medical Center for Ross University School of Medicine in Barbados. He is married to the beautiful Jacqueline Christie, the family nurse practitioner and president of POHF, and together they work in the N1 clinic to bring wellness care to their local communities. They are devoted Christians who attend Christ Cultural Church in Duluth, Georgia, and they are blessed with 5 beautiful children: Shannon, Donovan Jr., Dwayne, is it Jordan, and is it Maya? Dr. Christie, are you on?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You're a little low.
Oh,
okay,
great, great. I was worried about that because I was trying to say something a little earlier, and I didn't hear you. But you can hear me, right?
I can hear you well. How are you this evening? Dr. Christie?
Yeah. Is it a lot of noise there?
No, yeah, I hear some air noise. Or you have a window down? Are you driving?
No, I'm actually at home, sitting at my desk on my phone. I'm not sure why that noise is so loud.
Yeah, okay, well, I can hear you. So, Dr. Christie, I mean, how did you get into the family, into medicine? Is it, family, the line of doctors? Tell us about how you got into this, into medicine.
Well, there's there's something to say about mothers, because my mom, when I was about 8 years old, she, I think parents can see certain things in kids, and she told me one day that I should become a doctor. And that was all it took for me to really just hold on to that. So anytime anybody would ask me what I wanted to be after that, I would say, well, I'm going to be a doctor. Obviously when I became a preteen, I wanted to be a basketball player like everyone else who grew up in the Bronx, or a baseball player or a professional athlete. But I always held on to, I want to be a basketball player and I want to be a doctor. I want to be a football player, I want to be a doctor. So yeah, it really sunk in when she told me to do that. And unfortunately, my mom passed. She was 68 years old when she passed. And after her death is when I started the Picture of Health Foundation. And 2 years before she died, I had started N1 Wellness Medical Center. So, she had 8 children and worked very, very hard. My dad was there, and he worked very, very hard. However, she did not do the things in her life that she should have done to take care of her own self. And so I think at 68, that is an early death. I think that you should live until at least 90. And she had the chronic conditions. It cleared up. I'm not sure why, but I can hear better now. I don't hear that noise. So, she had high blood pressure and she had prediabetes. She had heart failure, and that's what she died of. So it's been my mission when I founded the foundation to really educate people, especially people that have minimal means, on strategies to prevent chronic disease, which pretty much just makes them sick and having to take medicine every day. When it's a big fallacy that that traditional medicine can truly make you healthy. You have to make yourself healthy. You have to do it yourself. You have to eat the right food. You have to get the right amount of activity. You have to have the right amount of spirituality so you can manage stress so it doesn't tear you apart. And that's what happens. So that's why I've been a wellness doctor since I started my clinic in 2002.
Okay. Awesome. If we have any callers online, if you could mute your phone, that might be what we're hearing in the background. You said something, Dr. Christie. Do you believe from your practice and your experience that most people feel take the health part is maybe you have to be wealthy to really be healthy, to really have that exercise regimen going on, or people are just too busy, where they think, or do we wait till the last minute when stuff starts to go wrong to see how valuable it is to really start taking care of yourself as early as you can?
Oh yeah, the body is very smart, and the body is going to tell you that you're not doing the right thing. You're not feeding it the right things for health. It may present as just fatigue, being tired. Your blood pressure may have gone up, and you say, okay, well, my mom had high blood pressure, so, this is just that, a genetic thing, instead of really looking and seeing how you're living your life. Are you spending the right amount of time to exercise? Are you spending the right amount of time on food selection and preparing your meals? We can never be too busy to take care of ourselves. I hear this every day, Latarsha. That people say, I'm just too busy. I'm too busy. I say, if you don't have time to exercise, you don't have time for good health, because essentially what you're doing is putting that on the back burner. And your body was moved, and I'm talking 30 minutes out of the day, 5 days a week, that you can give your body. Exercise has been shown to reduce blood pressure, to reduce body fat, to improve your muscle tone, to give you more energy, to give you better sleep, to help lower your blood sugar, to help lower your blood cholesterol, to give you better sexual wellness. You name it, exercise can help with anxiety. It can help with depression. It can help with insomnia. So that is the second thing for your lifestyle. The most important thing is what you're putting in your body, the foods that you're putting in your body. And, you mentioned earlier that, if you have to have a certain amount of money. Yeah, if you want to go to a fancy gym, yes, you have to have money for that. But you can do exercise right in your home. You can do your cardio, you can do your strength training at home. All you need is a chair. You can do push-ups and dips to build your upper body. You can do squats and lunges. You don't need any equipment for that. You can run in place. You can jump a rope and get your cardio. So you can go for a walk, a brisk walk. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse that you don't have a gym membership. Now, let's talk about food real quick.
Okay.
Food, the way our foods are prepared is everything. We talk about these different diets that people have out there, and I'll be talking about this at my conference, but the 4 biggest diets are the vegan diet, the ketogenic diet, the paleo diet, the standard American diet, which is basically fast food and just everything that's marketed to you, you just go ahead and take it. A lot of genetically modified foods, which are devitalized of nutrients, a lot of pesticides on our foods. Our meats are shot up with hormones and they're fed antibiotics. So, there's a lot of stuff going on in our food supply. So, to buy organic, which means no pesticides, no hormones, no antibiotics, requires more money. But for fruits and vegetables, you can wash your fruits and vegetables in vinegar, a little vinegar and water, for about 3 minutes and get those pesticides and herbicides off, because that's basically should be your staple. You should be eating lots of vegetables. You can eat fruit, but fruit should be eaten in the morning or the mid-afternoon, not rather late morning. You don't want to eat fruit in like late afternoon or evening because of the sugar load. And sugar is what causes obesity. It's not red meat. It's not eating fat. It's sugar or starch that breaks down into sugar. So that is what a lot of folks just don't understand. I go down in Hapeville, and there's a Kroger there in Hapeville, and it really bothers me because when you walk in there, there's literally 2 or 3 aisles with unbranded soda pops. This says cola, or it says, really just cases of it for cheap. You can get like a case of 24 for probably, $4 or $3.99 or $4.99, something like that. And that is what they're feeding people in more lower socioeconomic strata. Obesity is highest in people who are poor. You would say, you think about it. If you're a king, you should be able to, if you have a lot of money, you should be eating a lot of food, so you would be rich. The rich people should be overweight and obese. But no, it's the poor people that are overweight and obese because of their food supply and their staple and what they're eating. So they're eating a lot of processed carbs, refined carbohydrates, white bread, white flour products, cakes and cookies and crackers and donuts and all the stuff that just is raising your insulin level and making you obese. So
wow.
I know this is supposed to be women's health, so we may want to get onto that.
You're answering now when you between choosing to eat healthy and exercise, is there one that's more easier to change for as a habit? then it is, is it easier to probably get up? Okay, y'all go do 30 minutes, but then people still feed their bodies. Which one have you noticed is the hardest to change?
That's a great point, because if you're still eating refined carbohydrates in the form of the sugars and the breads that I told you about, you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. I tell this to my patients all the time. So you have to, the exercise is the second piece. The primary piece is what you're eating. So, yeah, you have to get your diet in place, and your meals should be prepared, just like you would prepare a manuscript, or you would prepare for work, or you would prepare for a recital or an event. You need to prepare your food and what you're going to eat. All it requires is, going shopping on the weekends, getting your staple of fruits and vegetables, getting your staples of meat if you're a meat eater, whether it be chicken or turkey or fish or beef, getting that. And obviously you want to use lean meat products if you're going to eat meat. And I do talk about the vegan diet and the pros and the cons of all of that, because there's a lot of vegans that are overweight and obese, and they don't eat meat. And the reason for that is because they eat too much sugar, and they eat too much refined carbohydrates. So that will make you fat as well. So, yeah, it really is planning your meals, making sure that you have good, wholesome food for breakfast and for a snack, and then for lunch, and then for another snack, and then for dinner. And I say that because you need to be eating 5 times a day, not one time a day, miss breakfast and then eat a big meal in the evening and then go to bed. That's a setup for failure, because what you're doing is slowing your metabolism down, so the body is not burning anything throughout the day because you're starving it. You haven't fed it. So it's the body says, hey, there's no food coming here. And it's not thinking about all the excess calories that you have on your body in the form of fat. It's just saying, well, there's nothing coming here now. There's nothing in my stomach. There's nothing in my intestines. So, it'll eventually burn that fat, and that would be starvation. But you're going to eat later on in the day. So when you eat later on in the day, the body stores that even more, because it says, oh, okay, this is what you're doing to me. You don't want to feed me on a regular, so I'm going to shut down my metabolism, so I'm only burning a certain amount of calories every hour versus what it could have been if I was eating it and fueling my body throughout the day.
Wow, and that's probably I've always been a person that will eat like that, because I've never had a appetite, so to speak. So I might eat one meal and then snack around it. But after talking to your beautiful wife today when I was there, that was not good. So, where do we start for people? I've just, basically just been pushing with kids, so I've never took the time out. Where would someone start who's from the beginning? They don't know how to start meal preparations and how to start even going in that right direction of that.
Well, Latasha, I heard you mention that you'd written 8 books or published 8 books. Well, I just wrote my first book, and it's now available on Amazon. It's $4.99 when you download it electronically, so it's not an expensive book. It's only 100 pages, and the title is Invigorate Yourself with Lifestyle Medicine. And basically, there's a 12-week wellness conversion plan in the back of the book. And it tells you the types of foods that you should be eating, the frequency in which you should be eating. It tells you the exercise that you should be doing, the amount of time you should be exercising. And then obviously the third part to wellness is spirituality. You should be doing your meditations, prayerful meditations. Because if you think that everything that happens to you is something that's within your control, then you're wrong. Because you have to have. It's been well proven. When you have spirituality, people who have spirituality who get sick do much better than people who don't. And it doesn't have. They don't have to be a Christian per se. You know, I'm a Christian, but they have to have. They have to recognize a superior being as God. And I think that once you know that and you believe that the superior being loves you and is going to take care of you, you're not going to just worry and bring about panic attacks and anxiety and depression and then schizophrenia and eventually dementia. And that's what happens. People worry about things that they can't change. You just have to give it to the Lord. And when things happen, if you practice that, you won't have that stress developing in your body, which is creating havoc in your body and causing disease.
Wow. Dr. Christie, I'm going to get that as soon as we get off the broadcast. Give me that title of your book again. I want to post it on social media so people who like me, who's probably listening, like, you know what, I want to get started. I don't know where. So give us the title of your book again and where we can find it one more time.
Yeah, it's called Invigorate, like you're making yourself young and healthy and full of energy again. Invigorate yourself with lifestyle, by using lifestyle, not drugs, not surgery, not biotechnology, but lifestyle medicine. And that's, I firmly believe, you know, if you believe in the Bible, Latasha, there's a verse that says, "Let food be your medicine," and not let adulterated food, not let food that's been processed and refined and devitalized and poor nutritional value, not eating that, just taking in sugar and carbs, but healthy foods with vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and enzymes, and so that your body can work better. You know, it's your responsibility, nobody else's. It's your responsibility to take care of your body. Now, if you're a kid, it's your parents' responsibility to teach you the right things and to feed you the right food, because you're not shopping. But if you take your kids to McDonald's every day or 3-4 times a week and you're giving them white bread with fatty meats, not the burgers are not lean, you know, and then they give you a slice of lettuce and tomato and ketchup and tell you that this is good, and then you're eating French fries, these French fries that are loaded with monosodium glutamate and sugar to make you addicted to them, you're gonna get sick. And you know, it's well known. It's well known that you have to know, and this book educates you on what you need to know about all the diets, about all the foods that are out there for you to live a healthy lifestyle and to keep away chronic disease. How many people in their 40s, 40s, 50s, 60s that have high blood pressure?
Yeah, a lot. I've come across family members, friends.
Exactly. Yeah, and you look at most of those people, number one, they're stressed, because people just don't get hypertension unless they have a genetic tumor of some kind, renal gland or of the kidneys or something. You just don't get it. You get it from stress. And when you're stressed, hormones change in your body. Cortisol allows you to hold on to sodium and make volume more, and that creates high pressure. If you're stressed all the time, adrenaline goes up, and it constricts your blood vessels, and it makes you have high blood pressure. So it's curable. If these same people start exercising and lose the weight and start eating right, their blood pressure goes. I've taken so many hundreds of people off blood pressure medicines because they've followed my plan.
Wow. Dr. Christie, is this book, they can buy a hard copy, or right now you just have it where they can download it?
They can download it for $4.99. The hard copy it's $10. I didn't price this as a. It's only 108 pages or so. So I didn't price it out of any price point where people without a lot of means can't get. You know, you can get it, and it's available on Kindle, on Amazon, on Apple, Goodreads. It's available there. We haven't done an Audible book yet, but that's coming.
Well, I'm definitely. This is going to be my starting point from today. I'm going to order this book, download it when the broadcast is over. So, Dr. Christie, So what causes, is this something the fast, the sugar, when women, the belly, when they have, you go up to someone and say, oh, how many months are you? And they look at you, I'm not pregnant. So what causes a woman, to have the round belly, where someone might mistake them for being pregnant?
Well, first of all, if they've had babies, and I heard you said, how many kids did you have, LaTarsha?
6.
6, right. So we're almost there. we have 5. So my mom had 8. So I'm used to big families, and we never felt any different than anybody else. We just thought this was normal to have 8 kids in the family. But what happens is that if you don't lose the weight after each pregnancy, then say you've gained 10 pounds after each baby, and you have 5 babies, that's 50 pounds of excess fat that you have accumulated over the period of time. So if you notice, and I just want you to make a note of this, that there are people who have a baby and then within like 2 or 3 months, you couldn't tell they had a baby.
Exactly. That's how I was.
Right?
Thank God.
You were like that? Okay. Yeah, seriously
yeah.
though, because what happens with that is that your metabolism will up. You were probably breastfeeding, so when you're breastfeeding, you're going to lose the weight quicker versus being a bottle fed, where you're not going to get those calories to come off of you, because the extra calories goes into the milk, and that's why people who breastfeed are able to get the weight off quicker than people who don't breastfeed.
Okay.
Also, if you're eating a high sugar diet, again, that will accumulate over time. But I talk about sugar. Let me just tell you what happens when someone is stressed. Now, having 6 kids, or even 3 kids, or even 2 kids, and a full-time job, and a husband, all of that requires time. And moms and mothers tend to put themselves on the back burner. They will have to be the one doing the homework, or the cooking the meals, or going to work and doing everything, the laundry and everything else. And they don't carve out a time for themselves, and they get stressed out. And when they get stressed out, the hormone I told you about earlier called cortisol comes out of the adrenal glands and allows you to retain fluid. You retain fluid. Sodium is retained, and it also causes blood sugar levels to go up. When your blood sugar level goes up, then your insulin goes up. And then when insulin goes up, that's when you gain the weight, because insulin stores fat. Insulin is a fat-storing hormone. Everybody thinks of insulin as a hormone that takes sugar out of the blood. Yes, it does that. But what it's doing is taking the sugar out of the blood and storing it in the liver, right? Or taking the sugar out of the blood and putting it in the muscle so you can burn it for energy. But it also takes sugar and turns that sugar into fat. And that's what's stored on your belly, on your thighs, on your neck, on your hips. So if you don't eat the sugar, guess what? Insulin doesn't go up, and then you don't store fat.
Oh, wow. I know that just helped. You explained that while I understood that. I'm like, okay, so that's so what happens, as we get older, our hair starts to thin as women, and the more we comb, we see more hair. Is that a health issue, or is it stress, or is it just the signs of aging? And if it is, what can be done to stop
What
that?
are you talking? You're talking about hair loss?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, hair loss could be a lot of reasons. But once again, stress is a big proponent of that. That's what we call alopecia, when you lose patches of your hair from stress. It'll come out in patches. When you're combing your hair, it'll just be falling out. But the most common reason for women who are postmenopausal, that means they've gone through the changes, they're not having hot flashes and night sweat anymore, but now they're starting to lose their hair. because they've lost estrogen. Estrogen is not to the level that it was when they were menstruating. And so what happens with that is that the lack of estrogen can cause you to have hair loss.
Oh, okay. Or you have a thinning, start getting thin at first, especially
and
at the top.
thinning. Yeah, thinning as well. Then also your thyroid. If your thyroid is not working properly, you'll lose hair too. So this is all hormonal and physiologic, but I'm telling you, it may be too complicated for people to understand hormones and all this talk. Just understand that you have to manage your stress, because it's the stress that causes these hormones to go awry and go against you.
Manage the stress. I like that, Dr. Christie. What is there a good
So how do you
vitamin
manage your stress?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could talk about vitamins, but I want to talk a little bit about how to manage stress, okay? Because people, you're going to have stress, and I'm not telling you. People say they say stress reduction. I don't think you can have stress reduction if you're in a situation where you're married, you find out that your husband is having an affair, your teenage daughter tells you she's pregnant, your son is being apprehended by the police, and he's probably looking at 10 years. I mean, these are real things. These are real life stories. So those are stress. Those are stressors. Your boss is coming down on you because you're constantly late to work or because of your obligations at home, and so you have a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on many of us. So how do you deal with it? How do you manage it more effectively, right? One, I mentioned earlier, you have to have some form of spirituality. And if you don't, then you need to at least be meditating. You need to be meditating with some soft music and taking some nice deep breaths. By taking deep breaths, you're lowering your blood pressure. You're lowering those hormones that go up high and cause havoc. All of that's just for 10 minutes. Just calming everything down for 10 minutes. The amount of improvements that you get just from meditating for 10 minutes and just relaxing everything out in a dark room, you need the time. If you can't, you need to get a headset and put it on your head and meditate. 10 minutes every day. You can do it at night when you get home to calm you down so you can get better sleep, or you can do it in the middle of the day in your office. You close your door and you do it. Or you go in your car, you put your headset on, you put blinders on, and you meditate. I mean, you can do it, right? So meditation is my biggest way of dealing with stress. The other thing is doing things like stretching, yoga. My wife and I, we do a yoga session once a week where we live, and it really helps to just get all those toxins out of you. It's a great thing to do. So I'm on the phone. Thank you. All right. See you. So that's pretty much some of the strategies for dealing with stress.
Awesome. Those are some. We got about 4 tips of having a foundation. Meditation, 10 minutes daily. For those who either just tuning in, yoga, stretching, something where you're just calming your body, bringing back like that woosah, a moment here. And but Dr. Christie, I know you're very busy. Can you say if there's a good women vitamin? I see y'all have some natural supplements at your practice. You want to talk a little bit about that, or
sure,
a little bit about supplements?
For sure. Remember earlier I mentioned that a lot of our food supplies is lacking in vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. Mm-hmm. That's because of the mass rapid farming. And so a tomato today is different than a tomato was back in, say, 1970, 1980. And that's because of the rapid farming. So it may look bigger and redder, but it doesn't have the same nutritional content. So here, how from the time you were born until you're 120, which is what we're physiologically capable of living to, 120 years.
Wow.
Everyone should be on a multivitamin. Everyone. We have our multivitamin in our office. We have one separately for women and one for men because we're different and we need different things, especially hormonally. So the multivitamin that we have for women will have your A's, the B's, the C's, E, vitamin E, and then it'll have a whole host of other herbs and antioxidants that are specific for women to help with their hormones, to help with sleep, to help with all of that. So you should get a multivitamin with mineral and herbs. And there's lots of them out there, but I'm just telling you about the ones that we have. Ours is pharmaceutical grade, so it's good quality, and whatever is on the bottle is what's in each pill. So good multivitamin is the first thing that everyone should be taking. Okay. Second is omega-3 fish oil or flaxseed oil or hemp. You need omega-3s in your diet, whether it be a vegan omega-3 or a fish-based omega-3. Omega-3 helps the brain function. It helps the heart. It helps the joints. It helps with joint pain and inflammation. And it helps to lower your cholesterol, especially the fat. It helps with that. And it raises the good cholesterol. So omega-3 is something you should be taking every day, at least 1 to 2 capsules every day. The third thing is vitamin D by itself. In addition to the little bit that you get in the multivitamin, you need to be taking at least 5,000 international units every day because vitamin D is important for your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your immune system, as well as the bones, which is what everybody knows, vitamin D in bones. But it's the other things that vitamin D is good for that is not touted, and we need to get up over 50 or 60. Most people in our office, 95% of people come in with a low vitamin D level. We check vitamin D on everybody. Everybody. From the time they turn 5 years old on, we're checking vitamin D. So where do you get vitamin D in the diet? You get it from deep sea fish, oily fish like salmon and tuna and herring and sardines, those type of oily fish. Okay. You fish every day, so you want to do the nutrition, the supplement, and it's very, very important for your overall health, and you need to get your levels up. It protects you against cancer. I mean, research has been done. It helps against colon cancer, against breast cancer, prostate cancer. So if you keep your levels up above 60, pretty much that's a excellent way to be cancer-free.
Oh, wow. Well, that was one thing. Yeah. Go ahead, Dr. Chris. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. So I mentioned a good multivitamin. I mentioned vitamin D. I mentioned omega-3 fish oil. And the last thing that I think these are the 4 things that everybody should be on, is a good probiotic. The good probiotic. These are beneficial bacteria that are in our gut to aid with digestion, to aid with our immune system, and it prevents what we call leaky gut. When you get leaky, that's usually from inflammation, and the good bacteria will wash out the bad bacteria and the fungus that are in your gut, creating a havoc. So taking it on a regular basis, because, people take antibiotics all the time. Oh, I have a cold, I have an ear infection, so my doctor gave me some amoxicillin. But the amoxicillin may be killing the bacteria in the ear, but it's also wiping out all your good bacteria in the gut. That's why so many times people take antibiotics to get diarrhea, because you're wiping out the good bacteria. So you have to take good bacteria every day, and I recommend at least 20 billion IUs, colonies rather, every day. So those are my 4 go-to supplements. There are other supplements that I recommend based on what you come in for. If you have diabetes, we have a supplement for that. If you have high blood pressure, we have a supplement for that. All natural stuff. It's not like I can take you off your medicine when you come in with a sky-high blood pressure, 180 over 120. No, I give you a plan. I said, this is what you need to do. You need to eat this way. You need to exercise. You need to have good spirituality. And then you take these supplements, and I guarantee you we will be able to get your blood pressure down as the weight comes off, as the circulation improves. So it's a process. It didn't happen overnight. So don't expect to just say, I don't want to take these medicines. And I see that a lot with men, because men will come in because most of the blood pressure pills will give them erectile dysfunction. And they don't, they don't want to deal with that. So they want to just get off of it right away and take a herb. I'm like, well, your pressure is too high just for an herb. So, you don't want to, you don't just take an herb, and next thing you know, you're engaged in activity, and bam, you get a stroke. No.
Oh, okay. So Dr. Chris, the supplements that's there, do y'all have a website for people who don't live near your office where they can? Is there a website where they can go on and order the supplements?
Yeah, we do sell them online. You just have to go on our website, ANWANRegenerativecenter.com, and you'll see them there. Just click on the supplement tab, and it gives you a description of what each thing is. You don't need a prescription for them because they're considered food. So ANWAN is ANWAN, regenerative, REGEN, Regen Center, CENTER.com.
Awesome. I'll make sure I repost that again on the social media sites when the broadcast is over. So 2 things, Dr. Chris, before I know you're working on the conference. You did a video the other day, just talking with the entrepreneurs. A lot of people are coming out into the entrepreneurship realm, but just give us a little snippet on that video, and, because we get so caught up trying to make things happen. So give us, a snippet of what motivated you to make that video to the entrepreneurs.
Well, in my concierge practice, I have a practice in Tucker on top of the regular practice for business people. A lot of these people don't have insurance because they don't want to spend $8,000, $10,000 a year in premium. So they'll pay a membership fee, and I'll take care of them based on that fee. And then all they have to do is just pay for their labs and any additional studies that they need outside of the office. So, and these business people are willing to do that, paying $2,000 a year versus $10,000 a year. That's an $8,000 savings, right? So, but what happens is that business people or entrepreneurs, especially small business people, your contractor, your plumber, your project management, your counselor, people who are working for themselves, they get so absorbed in the business that they fail to take care of themselves. And the stressors of meeting monthly and weekly financial obligation makes them feel like they even have to work harder and harder. And the more they work is the less time they have for themselves. So I just felt that I needed to talk about that and to kind of give people a wake-up call to say, if you become disabled because you have high blood pressure and you have a stroke, or you have a heart attack, or you knock out your kidneys and now you're on dialysis, what is it worth it? It says, what is it about chasing the goal but losing your health?
Wow,
it doesn't make sense. And do you want to be a burden for your kids or your grandkids? No. You don't want to do that. So you have to take care of you. You are priority. Priority. No matter what else you have in the day, you got to take those time for you. You got to get your 30 minutes of exercise. You got to get your 10 minutes of meditation. You got to plan your meals so that you're eating healthy. That's it.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
That is it. And so we just don't do it because we want to give 24/7 to that business.
And I like that. You said chasing the goals and losing your health. Wow, that'll preach right there, Dr. Christie. That, you know, you hear people on social media, you know, you don't get no sleep. If you want to make it happen, you got to stay up. It's like they're promoting that thing where you just got to keep going if you really want to make things happen. But like you said, what happens when you're chasing them goals, but you're losing your health in the process? So we want to take the last, 15 minutes. Tell us about Forever Young Conference and, what's the mission or the heart behind this conference and and how can people attend and even get tickets?
Sure. There's a website it's a bit.ly, bit.ly, Forever Young Conference 2019. If you click on that and go online, you can order your tickets. We still have room for another 20 or so people. So it's not too late to do that. And essentially, we're going to be going through nutrition, exercise, stress management, thyroid problems, gut issues, menopause, perimenopause, pretty much men, we're going to be challenging them on their low testosterone and erectile dysfunction. And then we're going to get into regenerative medicine, talking about how you can heal your joints. Too many people have bad knees and bad shoulders and bad hips from injuries early on in their lives, or just being overweight and there's too much weight and the cartilage is worn out. We can actually regrow the cartilage with stem cell and platelets. So many people need to know about that. So we're going to talk about, and it's utilizing your own stem cell. I'm not talking about, it's from your own body. So, and there's advantages to that. Obviously, you can't poison your own self because if the platelets are coming from your own blood, it does some amazing things. All you're doing is concentrating it into that area where you need the healing to take place. So it's a good thing. Okay. It's a really good thing. So yeah, that's the conference. It's called Forever Young Conference, and I'd love to see some more people coming out and taking advantage of this information.
Where would it be held and what day? Give us the date, time, the information.
Yeah, it's coming up on Saturday. It's this Saturday, March 30th. We're talking, 3 days from now? Yes. It's a whole day conference. It's going to be at the Marriott Century Boulevard in Northeast Atlanta. It starts at 7:30 in the morning and it ends at around 5. You'll get breakfast. That's included in the price of your ticket. You'll get lunch, which is also included in the price of the ticket. And you'll be fed with information that you can live with for a lifetime.
Wow, this has definitely been informative. I mean, you have given us a lot, Dr. Christie, to really start the process for those, myself, who haven't really put that time to really focus on their health. So, Dr. Christie, if someone looking for a new doctor, give us your location. Is it a family doctor? Who all works in the practice with you?
Well, we have 2 other doctors, family practitioners, and we have 3 nurse practitioners. My wife is a nurse practitioner. My daughter works there too. She's a nurse practitioner. And we have another nurse practitioner in the Tucker office. And myself. So we're I think I can say that we all firmly believe in lifestyle medicine, even though we prescribe drugs every day because people come in and they're sick and they need it at that time. But we always try to get them to get on a wellness plan.
Okay.
Don't just accept and claim this high blood pressure or the sugar diabetes. Don't claim it, because the same way you got it is the same way you can lose it. But you got to do things differently. You got to do things differently. Your body telling you that when you get these diseases, it's telling you you're not doing something right, and you have to change what you're doing wrong to get it together.
Okay, I see you might got a call that needs to probably put their phone on mute. But so Dr. Chris, the thing is, a lot of people just probably wait to the last caller. If you can put your phone on mute, please. They just wait to the last minute. But you have definitely given us some valuable tips and information to start the process of taking care of ourselves better. So, what's the location of your family practice? Just because someone's looking for a new doctor, I personally go. My daughter's the staff have always been pleasurable, beautiful facility. And so, get your location of your practice just in case someone's looking to change doctors.
Sure, it's there's N1 Wellness Center in Hateville, which is by the airport. It's about 3 miles from the airport. And that address is 725 North Central Avenue in Hateville, 30354. And then the Tucker location, that's north, I would say northeast. And that's located at 2227 Idlewood Road, Tucker. And then the Regen Center, the concierge practice, is located on top. That's a 2-story building. So the concierge is located on the 2nd floor of the same building.
Well, thank you so much. I know you're getting ready for this conference on Saturday. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on Breaking Change. And this is part of Breaking Change.
Yeah. Well, anytime I get the opportunity to share my gift, because I believe it's a gift that God's given me, and we all have gifts. God has given you a gift. You just have to find it. And my gift is the gift of teaching and educating people on wellness. And I'm so happy that I've gotten it, because this way I can save people from chronic disease and disability.
So if someone wanted to book you for a speaking engagement to come out, what's your contact information, Dr. Christie?
They can email my manager. Her name is Jasmine. It's be J Mason, MASON @anwan.net. Actually, I'm giving a talk. I'm giving a church talk. I do a lot of church talks. So I have a church talk coming up on Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock, from 3 to 4, and then my conference is Saturday. So when people ask me, I don't charge for churches at all to give a talk, just as long as I have an engaging audience, people who are going to be enlightened with the information. They don't think about it. People just don't think. They just think I have this disease and this is it. This is my faith. And they don't know that they can do things differently. They know, but they don't really know. They just don't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we show them how to do it. And if they follow the plan, I guarantee you follow the plan, you will see changes.
Wow. Well, listeners, Dr. Christie he has a book out. We can download it on Amazon, Kindle, Goodreads. Invigorate Yourself with Lifestyle Medicine. Download for $4.99. This is great to get you started. You've probably had this on your bucket list or your to-do list, or even your New Year's resolution list. I want to get in better shape, but
download the book, Invigorate Yourself for Lifestyle Medicine. Dr. Chris says only $4.99 for the download. Your health is you can't beat that. And also he gave tips on how to manage your stress. You got to have a spiritual foundation. Even when I'm teaching my personal development workshop, that's one of my pillars. That's how I made it from being homeless, to a political candidate. That's how I made it. I had that spiritual foundation while I relied on something that's more powerful than my limited beliefs and strength. And also 10 minutes of daily meditation. 10 minutes of daily meditation, taking that time out to just have that moment where you woosah, you're calming your body down from the hustle and bustle of the day, even yoga, stretching. And then he also gave 4 things that we can start taking to help our body change this process. 1 was a multivitamin. 2, omega-3 fish oil. We said 1 or 2 capsules a day. Just correct me, Doctor, because I'm writing my notes. A vitamin D. I think that's what I was told when I came. I have a little small vitamin D deficiency, and 4 probiotic. So we just need to. I'm on this to get my health together. I raised my 6 children. My daughter will be 18 in May. Then my youngest son will be 17 in August. So I'm using this time now to focus on me and get my health together. So listeners, if you want Dr. Christie to come out to your church, as you see, he explains it where we can understand. It's not above our heads. And he just take his time. You have a real soothing way about you, Dr. Christie, where it just kind of, I was able to just take notes as you was talking and didn't get too bombarded. I didn't feel bombarded with information. So I just want to thank you again, Dr. Christie, for coming on. And I'm looking forward to sharing the information again on your flyer, your website. And, and just hope that people come on and say, you know what, it's time to get my health together and not wait until they come up with an illness. So, again, thank you, Dr. Christie, for being on Breaking Chains, Proverbs 31 Ladies Night. You want to say something, Dr. Christie?
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I just want to thank you for inviting me. It's certainly a pleasure to be able to talk about these things because I'm passionate about preventive care and, rejuvenation. And so thank you again, and I enjoyed it.
I did, too. You really gave some good pointers, Dr. Christie. I mean, some pointers where I can even, I don't have a medical degree. Mine is in leadership studies, but even you don't even have to have a degree. What you said, you broke it down so I was able to take, okay, I'm going to do this. Let me go get my multivitamin. I was able to follow you without having the medical terminology to keep up with what you're saying. So I thank you for breaking it down for us where we can understand. And, again, thank you for sharing your gift, even in your book. Thank you. So I'm excited. As soon as the broadcast ends, I'm going to download it. And blessings upon your event on Saturday. No, Dr. Chris, do you know the church where you're going to be at? If someone can't make it out Saturday, they might want to catch you at the church Friday.
No, I don't remember the name of the church because I don't have it in front of me. It's a long name, but it's right here in Atlanta. It's right. Well, I'll post it on my Facebook page at that point. Maybe I'll post it tonight.
Okay, and so are you on all social media? People might want to start following you because I know I see you got some good videos. Okay, can you share your social media?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well as LinkedIn. And I have a Twitter account, but I'm not on it very often. But I'm on Facebook mostly and Instagram. Okay,
is it just Dr. Christie, Donovan Christie, Dr. Christie? How they find you?
It's Donovan.Christie on Instagram, and on Facebook it's my name, just Donovan Christie. My son is also on it. He's junior, so he's an actor. So you may find him more entertaining. But if you want to know about health, you want to click on the one without the junior on it.
Okay, awesome. Again, thank you all. Tune in next week, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. I think we're having a show. Yeah, 8 p.m. because sometimes the shows might be different in time. But tune in next Wednesday. I definitely enjoyed myself. Thank you again, Dr. Christie, for taking time out your busy schedule to come and share your wealth of knowledge that you have shared on Breaking Change, Proverbs 31, Ladies Night. Let's break some change, people, of our old health habits, old mindsets, and I just thank Dr. Christie. Again, tune in next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to Breaking Change, Proverbs 31, Ladies Night. I'm your host, Dr. LaTarsha Holden. I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you again. Tune in next week. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Breaking Chains with the P31 Women on YAT Radio. Tune in next week, same time.
Go to our website,
blogtalkradio.com/YAT Radio, or call in 858-357-9137. It's Breaking Chains, YAT Radio, where we leave a mark that can't be erased by breaking the chains of silence. It's time for Breaking Chains with the P31 Ladies Night, where we will have open dialogue